What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Colin the Crow Clark here, and as they already pointed out, you know, we're suited and booted. It's Championship Sunday, and these teams deserve the respect and the attire of a professional because they're vying for a professional championship here in Gears Esports. But I am joined by the one, the only, the legend himself, the man that's been a player, a coach, a manager, a GM, a father, sometimes a son when he's out on the battlefield because he don't know how to do nothing but up-A people. So I'll tell you that right now. He's been a son at times, too. But how you doing today, Jacob?
As soon as you said up-A, I just think of Deluxe and his PTSD that he has in those private matches. But shout out to Deluxe. I am doing fantastic. Championship Sunday. And honestly, this match in front of me, I basically spit out some water this morning while I was drinking it, and I seen Rise advance to this matchup. This is El Clasico of sorts, the battle of two OGs. And man, I'm just so excited to be casting this matchup with none other than Colin the GOAT Clark.
Gee, I don't know about no go, but I'll tell you right now, you hit the nail on the head. Look, this can be considered kind of our very own version of El Clasico, because at one point, Xplosive was repping a different squad that was green and white, and we all know who they are, and Franchis was repping a squad that was blue and white, and we all know who they are. So this is just kind of the generational format here in Gears Esports. Sooner or later, somehow or another, you are going to find yourself watching Franchis play Xplosive. The names are the same, the orgs might have changed, but at the end of the day, these teams are going to go head-to-head like Billy Goat's on top of a mountain. And oh, by the way, Billy Goat ain't coming out that locker room today. So I'm curious, with the money on the line, you know how teams play different. Is that going to affect how they have to progress forward here on Championship Sunday?
No, at this point in time, a lot of people might be looking at this squad. The Twitch chats obviously having their opinion as well. They are not missing mental. Now is not the time to be missing that big of a piece to your squad. The show must go on, and I think TJ has been playing great. He's been not filling in mental's shoes. He's been revamping this squad along with the rest of UYU, and that said, that's exactly what this team needs to do. You don't need to replace mental. You don't need to fill in the hole. You need to figure out your new style with TJ Force, and them getting this far, they're slowly but surely figuring out that style. But going up to this big squad like Rise all season long, they were a little slow. They didn't have the Pro League that they wanted, but this is Championship Sunday, Colin. Both of these teams have titles under their belt, and they want more.
And look, we're going to see who wants it more because we've already rolled out a spawn. This is one of the things that we have to understand. This means everything and anything for a lot of these teams because at the end of the day, Gears is still about that pride. It's still about winning that championship. We come here to map number one, though. We are on bunker, and already Rise is kind of throwing a curveball in the mix. They are pushing toward the bottom side of the map. They've got the 2-1 hill advantage, but they're not letting up. They're going to continue to push across and try their best to get a triple cap domination or at least suffocate out the players on the side of UYU.
And so far, it does look good, but 2 hills going over to UYU. So this fight kind of going down here is a must-win for Rise, especially on these long respawn timers. But as I say that, France sneaking behind enemy lines, getting that decap, drawing at least 1, possibly 2 players back. And this is moments the rest of the players on Rise need to find some sort of opening on the map, whether you're getting positioning, whether you're getting kills, or whether you're trying to set something up for those teammates off of respawn, because this is 16 seconds. Now it's up to Icy to waste as much time as possible. Franchise did a good job, but now those same players are now after Icy. He gets 1. He's going to continue to waste more time. Now it's TJ and Powerz looking after him, and he's going to bounce around, continue it going, and if he gets out alive, Colin, that will be a blunder on the side of UYU, but great shots by Kenny to take down Icy.
And they're not going to let him get away just that easily. TJ sitting up over behind the backside of the artillery at the B hill. 3 members of Rise set up inside of that top bunker area. They're going to wait for the last couple of players to come back off of respawn. It's going to be Icy rolling out of spawn here very quickly, and you know what's happening. You know how both these teams work and facilitate around the map. They are talking every single solitary step over. I wouldn't be surprised if you couldn't trace a line across the map with how some of these players move, because you know damn well Franchise and Xplosive are like, he does this, you do that. He comes here, you go there. We are going to make sure that nobody is able to be comfortable, and UYU pushes across the top bunker. A lot of damage out already. Xplosive tries to answer back with a shotgun. Back to the artillery. They get 1 down. They need to clean that up, not give Rise the chance to get those revives off, because last night we saw it. One of the things that came back to bite UYU in the butt is they were getting a lot of downs on PK, but weren't converting. But not right there, not today. UYU coming away with a bunch of eliminations to apply that pressure right back onto the side of Rise.
Yep, you look at the score at the top, UYU 1 hill, but they have the lead, a massive lead to boot. It's going to be up to Rise here to try to make something happen, but multiple members are choosing actually not to spawn in, Colin. They agree this one is so far out of reach, it's not worth it to waste those respawns and go down to 2. So now every player in the game should possibly go back up to 4 extra respawns remaining, and it's only been 1 round so far, and it's went 2 minutes and 43 seconds. If that doesn't tell you anything about what we're about to see here today, I don't know what will. So coming down to this weapon selection screen, I don't think we're going to see any surprises off rip. We're either going to see a utility directly in the loadout or somewhere directly on the map, but typically it is a smoke grenade placed topside, eventually turned into instants later on in the game.
So there's that smoke you were talking about being placed down by UYU. It's probably going to be answered back by Rise. They don't want to fall behind in any category, and you know they both want that insta-gib ability of the incendiary. They want to start cooking early on a Sunday morning. Rise have already done some cooking because for those of you not in the know, Rise made short work. I was watching that Bravo stream of Carnage Gaming, and it looked like Carnage Gaming, as good as they played all Pro League, Rise said, nah, son, there wasn't no money on the line in Pro League. We were trying out strats. We were trying to feel y'all out, but come major time, you know what it is. You know how we do, and you know how we get down. They made quick and light work. They were like short order cooks in the kitchen, baby. They were chefing it up. But we come to round number 2, and Rise already again has the 2-1 hill advantage. Praized shot over the cover, and a full apartment complex gets him the gib.
That was a full 100% straight to the dome. Praized makes it happen. And honestly, I think it's because of that new update, the beta tune. When things slow down, we talked about it on Friday, might have talked about it on Saturday. It feels like the Gears of War Ultimate Edition MVP player Praized is back in action. And that is exactly the type of player UYU needs. Of course, they're going to need the rest of their team to play well, like Powerz, Kenny, TJ, and Xplosive to keep up this momentum. And one thing I did notice about UYU, if you look at every time they're set up in this position where they have 2 people towards the top bunker, Kenny is one of these players almost always towards the top half of the map playing that support, and towards the bottom half, guess who's always down there in the slaying circle? It's going to be Powerz. So if Rise is looking to break this hill, they have to go through him.
I like how Powerz is just kind of creeping around. He's like, I dare you to come in here. You know who you got to deal with. You know the gladiator waiting for you in the bottom of the arena. That's going to be Powerz. He's trying to get a look over this cover. He doesn't really have a good shot on. He might be able to get a cheeky angle onto Fran. A little instant damage. They push up a little bit. I love the push and pull from both teams. Nobody getting a lot of damage onto Powerz, but here comes the 2v1. Praized tries to roll up and get at least one to answer back, but now Praized is left by himself in a 3v1 situation. He's going to be taken down. B-Hill going to be taken out, and you see the overextension by Rise coming quickly. Kenny Bounce in his home already. He's going to Lancer out multiple members, trying to slow up the progression, but Franchis already behind him, already in the hill, going for the decap. Here it comes. This should be a Rise round because we know how hard it is to get a retake into this hill, especially when they load up, Lancer out, and get the downs before they even get there. My goodness gracious, good God almighty. We are already in this sucker 2 rounds. It's 1-1, and both teams showing signs of life, showing signs of a championship caliber team PR. Both teams already having a retake and a finish under their belt.
And the way this has been going so far, I'm failing to believe this is a loser's bracket round 6 matchup. This is something we typically see in winners finals, grand finals, losers finals, but no, we got gifted early. So if you guys aren't awake yet, if you didn't have your coffee, if you didn't have your energy drink, you better go get it now because this action is already heating up and we're just at the beginning of the day. We have so much more Gears of War action left to play. But I said it last round, Colin, those smokes were just a placeholder. Those instants are what both of these teams are after. And you already know TJ's that instant player on the side of UYU. On the other side of things, they're going to go ahead and give that to the Iceman because he can show both ice and fire tactics.
Hey, we're going to find out exactly what he can do with it here momentarily. Fran going for that early capture into the B-Hill. Icy on his backside, protecting him with the Incendiary. Here comes Praized. Incendiary out. Easy gib. Like I talked about earlier, that insta-kill ability is just too great to pass up early in the rounds on Bunker. And now they have the 2-1 hill advantage, and they have the man advantage. They're going to have to wait for Praized to come back. TJ throws that long Incendiary, trying to catch somebody, trying to bait somebody, and he gets one. He trades out, though. Icy still alive and still pressing across the map, still pressing his advantage. They need to try to get him focused out. Here comes Praized off of respawn. Kenny trying to stay alive as long as he can. He's going to get Lancer down, though. Xplosive tries to rotate himself over to help out these kills, but he's just getting damaged from the backside, from the inside of that bunker. But Powerz, out of nowhere, flies in like Batman with a batarang and puts one down. He's going for 2, and holy hole in a donut, Batman. He's got himself almost a 30. He only gets the down traded out, but there's the quick revives out by TJ, and now they can press their advantage. Beautiful job by UYU. The retake is underway.
Yep. Luckily for Rise, these respawn timers are getting shorter. So what we saw earlier on with neither team really able to reach the home hill, that's going to allow Rise to spawn back up, get in position. You see UYU taking no time to second guess themselves. They go ahead and back up and get into a pressure setup. But one thing I wanted you to take notice of again, look who's positioned where. Kenny up towards the top half of the map. He's with his duo with Powerz. So they're getting ready to slay out any members of Rise trying to get up there. Kenny's going to be the real Lancer player. Powerz going to use it for now. But when these players have to switch their shotgun, he's going to be ready at a moment's notice. Towards the bottom half of the map, they have to be careful because this is that split push and pull scenario. If they don't get what they like towards the top half of the map, Rise will quickly rotate towards the bottom half of the map. But Icy going down is going to hurt them. Avexys falling next. Rise needs these revives. They're not going to be able to get one. Kenny gets taken out. Powerz gets that elimination. The flank coming through from TJ and Xplosive. Eliminations going in way of UYU. And that's 4 to be exact, leaving Fran all by his lonesome. And where he's positioned, he's going to have to fight for one of these 2 hills.
You better call somebody, Fran, but there ain't nobody going to be answering the phone. Powerz playing with him. Look, we all know that Powerz knows how Fran likes to play because, as I know Ryan Fools will tell you about it, when they plucked him from, not obscurity, because he was a hell of a legend in the 1v1 community, the GB community, the battles community, whatever you want to call it, the wager community, when they plucked him from that, when they said, look, boy, you too damn talented to be just playing in wagers. You want to come up here and join the big boys and play in the big leagues here on a team called Echo Fox? And Franchis said, don't worry, son. You rough around the edges. You still unpolished. We got you out the dirt. We're going to bring you out the trenches. And from that point forward, in his very first event, Powerz set the record and set the bar with most kills in a singular tournament. Not most eliminations, not most damage done. This man killed everybody and everything, and they only fell short to what was the eventual winner in that God squad over there on Optic. But Powerz has done nothing but improve from that point forward, and he looks now, when he's in 1v1s with Fran, you know that the both of them are trying to bait each other into making a mistake. That's how well they know each other. That's how much they've played together. Round number 4. PR, correct me if I'm wrong. We got ourselves a drop shot to add a little fun and a spice to our life.
Yeah, and we got Rushiez taking out Powerz. One thing I said all season long is I'm going to need to see more from 2 people. Inzem and this man right in front of us, Rushiez. Last match, Rise against Carnage Gaming, it was Rushiez who put that final nail in the coffin to take out Carnage as Dyslexic was trying to go hot. Now, you need to do that again. Continue that momentum, your slaying power. You have the drop shot in your hands, and we know Rise, they love to give this drop shot on over to Rushiez. They think he's one of the best drop shot players in the game, and honestly, Colin, it's hard to disagree. I know there's players like Kenny out there, and that lets use that drop shot as well, but if you see what these players can do, you can make a case for all of them. But you see where Rushiez is set up. He's set up towards the top half of the map. He's going to protect that whole neutral hill along with 1 to possibly 2 other one of his teammates, depending on where Fran is playing. If you look at the position where Fran is at now, he's that flex player. He's going to roll back and help up top. He's going to try to help middle, whatever the team needs. It's just a matter of Icy and Rushiez call out where the information is.
We're going to see what they can actually do here. As you see, Icy rotating around. They only have 1 hill to their name. Oof. First drop out, won't find anybody. I want to just know what is exactly they're going to come away with in this next retake. As you can see, everybody mounted up. Forces are going to be push and pull here, but Rise will start to cover that 100-point marker, even with a singular hill. Not going to be able to find anybody just yet. All 5 members for both teams alive still. Here they come. Snub out for Rushiez. A lot of good shots on Kenny in the top of the bunker, trying to put damage onto Rushiez in that back corner, trying to keep his head down. I don't know what kind of protection you can offer if you Rise, if Rushiez continues to get shot on. Now they're going to put shots onto Kenny as he jumps out. Nobody can get into that B hill to go for that decap. Here comes Icy. He's going to try to push up. They just don't have a good sight line or a good angle on anybody. Kenny will finally get taken out by Franchis there in the middle of the map. Good job by Rise, and now they will have the chance to go for a retake, and UYU needs to find themselves some kills in this instance very quickly. TJ with the back A tries to get one. Still a little bit of a strafe battle going on, and Icy says, sit down, son. Hits him with that melee, the big knife swipe, and Rise should be able to wrap this up and tie it up going into the second half with that retake, because they're going to have a second drop shot as well.
Yep, Inzem's going to get that drop shot. I can almost guarantee Unless he has to use it right away, he's trying to pass that one off to Rushiez as fast as possible. Yep, I already see the switch going down, and I agree with it. Inzem's one of those players where he can really change the tide in a moment's notice with his shotgun. And on the other side of things, though, TJ's doing what he can in the center of the map, trying to take out Franchis, but that one's going to quickly be evened up as Icy takes out one, but the moves are being made from UYU towards the top half and the bottom at the same time, but well-placed drop shot from Rushiez is going to put a stop to that decap and leave Kenny all by his lonesome. Kenny still needs to get this decap. One more drop shot from Rushiez. Kenny's doing his best to bait it out, but Rushiez, cold as ice right now. He just needs to wait, but he's actually going to reposition this drop shot. He knows his home hill is going to get attacked sooner rather than later, so he wants to get right into position, and the rest of his team was there waiting, saying, Rush, no, you don't need to rotate to us. We have this side of the map. Just handle Kenny.
Too little, too late. UYU couldn't get the breaks when they needed to try to put the pressure back onto Rise, and they tie it up going into the second half. PR 2-2. Took a little over 3 minutes, almost 3.5 minutes there to get that round under their belt. And look at the way that the respawns are going out. Both of these teams playing it so very closely. Nobody really putting themselves in a dangerous position to not be able to come back later in the halves, so to say. We come to the second half, we're going to see those utilities be placed out by both teams, but UYU will have the extra utility, I believe, because it was Rise that placed that drop shot down. Something that I'm actually a little surprised to see, since they had the lead in the utility department. They already had their loadout flash. I'm surprised UYU didn't go with the halftime on their incendiary grenade. I'm sure that's probably going to come after this round, but I thought they might do it here to try to get that 3-2 lead in the second half to really put the onus and the pressure on Rise to win that next round. But we come here, smokes out Franchis. He's going to get, not going to even get flashed. No stun there, PR, and he's going to try to position himself inside of that artillery.
Yep. Well-placed instant from Iceman. Is going to force one back, but Kenny gets first blood. But he also gets taken out by Inzem. This is going to be a trade, a war going down here between both of these teams. Xplosive is going to try to turn the tides. Fran goes down. Powerz goes down. Praized gets the kill on Franchis, though. He's going to get the drop shot, and this should surely be UYU round with all these eliminations. A team kill happening, though. A well-placed bait by Icy, but the numbers game is just too much. Now UYU is going to go ahead and try to swarm the home hill. Long respawn timers, but they don't have any other hill caps just yet. They have to wait for Kenny to not only cap his home hill, travel to the neutral, cap that. So UYU needs to make sure that they buy themselves some time here on this hill for Kenny, and now TJ to rotate this around. So there might be a moment in time, Colin, that they give up on this triple cap domination and get themselves a lead here, because they still have 20 points to overcome.
Look at this. They're not giving it up. They have to get inside the hill. They're going to force Rise's hand. They're going to say, look, you got to get a decap sooner or later. They're going to stay there for just one, maybe two deaths. They're going to give up. Now they're rotating back. 5 members of Rise, or 4 members of Rise, are going to be coming off of that home hill, pushing toward the artillery. Lancers out, no drop shot in there for UYU, and the 3 players that are alive for UYU have to kind of stand stout here. They have to try to stop them from getting any real map position, but Rise, look at the way that they're taking over the top of the bunker. They're actually rotating player number 8, that's Icy. He's the linchpin to me. He has to be up top of the bunker, and he's going to have a lot of angles out on multiple players from UYU. Smokes out, Icy's rotated back to his side of the top bunker, and 4 strong from Rise have set up here. This is going to be an easy rotational flank for them if they so choose to get it, but I like what UYU's play call is. They say, look, that first half took a while in this round. They're going for the drop.
They're going for the cutback as well. Look at those players. They stretch the numbers of Rise with that fake overextension, and that gained them that position in the middle. So now when they rotate back through the top, that's going to allow TJ to get this angle in the middle. Xplosive and Kenny over the top, and then those 2 players down low, both Powerz and I do believe Praized, are going to watch their back. This is going to make this overtake a little bit easier for UYU, and the trick about it all, they don't even need the capture. It's Rise who need the capture, so they're just waiting for that open moment for opportunity to whether they overextend again or attack this neutral hill. And right now it does look like they're going to get Fran down for a moment. Not able to clean it up just yet, but another down on Icy. That one is going to be cleaned up, but a trade-off with Kenny. Praized going to get that drop shot, unable to put it to use right away, but he actually does get that kill on Franchis. That was absolutely needed. A second one on Rushiez. UYU are taking advantage of these long respawn timers by going after the home hill of Rise.
That was a dangerous drop. Powerz was inside of that building as well. Praized shoots it out anyway, using that beautiful Hammer of Dawn skin, that 0 hour skin. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that skin. But anyway, Avexys here in the middle of the map. Little wiggle waggle fight against Xplosive. Catches him slipping. Powerz will get him over the cover, though. And now he's got Inzem in front of him. Inzem's going to try to head down a little bit through that middle map. But as soon as he up-A's the corner, Powerz catches him with 1 to the head. Takes him down, not even needing 2 to the chest. And my goodness, We are 3-2, and that's what I was talking about earlier. UYU ends up winning that round anyway, and that puts the onus on Rise coming forward, and most of UYU will get back to their 4th respawn. A lot of Rise will only be on 3, so this next round is even more important. If you're Rise and you lose that initial, I don't know how much you spawn back into it. Maybe you go down 4-2, but you got to save some of those respawns. This is going to be a big deciding round. They need to come away with some kind of advantage early.
I like the thought process here, though.
A go for the double utilities rather than a 60-second?
Yes, because that 60-second only affects after the initial. It doesn't affect this initial fight. So when last time you were talking about you were surprised that they didn't have it, that's because they're confident in their initial and what they could do after that initial. So if they win that initial, they don't have to worry about getting that instant in a minute because they'll be done by then.
I feel that. I understand that. That's why I defer to you. We talked about it yesterday. You the brains of the operation. I'm just a hot air, baby. We come here, though. Powerz over the top. He's getting looks on both members of Rise. He said, guys, don't get fooled. There's one on each corner, I promise you. Oh, my God. No fear out of Powerz. He said, Franchis, I don't know what you were thinking. I really have no idea what you were thinking, but I'm a little quicker than you. Old man Thumbs came back to bite him in that instance. I guarantee you that.
Praized, though. Praized used that open moment. The elimination of Franchis. Rushiez going for a shot on Powerz to get out with the drop shot, which is crazy because that's what this fight is all over. So a blunder on the side of Rise to take their eyes off the drop shot for just a second, and that turns to bite him in the behind. Now the rotation's going to come through with that drop shot. I almost think he's looking for Kenny right now. He's looking for Kenny to switch off that drop shot. Here you go, Egg.
There you go, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, sir. Positive,
doing business with you. Oh, I'll take these instants too while I'm at it. Drop shot, instants. I got everything.
Yo, he's Superman out here. He's gonna
open up a black market.
Kenny, though, down to 2 respawns. He needs to take care of his life a little bit more. He keeps putting himself in positions to be kind of the swing player, the linchpin player, to where he knows that they have to make a move to make the victory come to fruition. But it's now he put himself in too many dangerous positions. I like how everybody else is still on 4 out of 4. Kenny's all the way down at 2 out of 4. That just tells me he's playing a little over-aggressive. Maybe play back, maybe try to save your life. As clutch as he is, he needs to make sure he's not finding himself or putting his team in 5 versus 4 positions to allow for the extra Lancer in the fight. First drop being reloaded by Kenny. I like baiting out Inzem here. He'll get that kill finally. He said, I think you know what's happening. I think you know what's coming because you know you can't stop it either. That was beautiful on Kenny's path. I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
He's just hoping for the best. No, I understand it. He's just hoping for the best. It's one of those situations where you're like, damn, what do I do here? He's just trying to use his movement, trying to put Kenny's drop shot on skates there. But Kenny, one of the best drop shot players in the game, as opposed to Rushiez on the other team, able to put it to use. And with these 2 hills, it's not going to be enough. So what UYU is doing right now, they're just trying to catch Rise out of position. They think Rise might try to rotate. They don't want to turtle back on 1 hill, and that will be the opening that UYU uses. But if they don't find that opening, they can find themselves in a situation where they have to make a last-second push, and it has to be unorganized. But Xplosive is going to find one on Inzem. I told you, that was the opening that they needed. Huge drop shot from Kenny. That's from downtown. He goes for a second one from the West Coast. He gets Iceman as well. Said, hey, you could be playing online, but I'm going to make this drop shot travel nonetheless. Rushman gets taken out as well. That's 4 players dead on this initial, and there goes a 5th as Franchis, trying to be the last hope for Rise Nation, gets taken out. And I got to ask you, Colin, did you catch Kenny Bounce's new single? What's poppin'?
I did not. I did not.
He said, what's poppin'? Brand new drop, just dropped it. That kill, I got it. Esports top 10.
Bars out here by Jacob MVP
I think that's why the chat hates me, though.
No, that's why they hate me, because I'm the only person that enjoys it, so I entice you to do that crap. They're like, Colin, if you didn't enjoy his shenanigans. Oh, by the way, there it is again. I hate to break it to you, PR. You see how they got to 4 rounds? As soon as UYU got to 4 rounds, they say no more Inzem. Have fun. And UYU now, Rise has to answer back. They have to take the Inzem away from UYU. So now Rise not only has to win the round, they got to do it without the Inzem. And if they make it 4-4, they don't have a disable later in the game to try to use. I love that kind of aggression. I love that play call. It's like putting a safety over the top of the best wide receiver for a team. Franchise tries to match Powerz, misses the shot, but he gets enough of him that Rushiez is able to get that easy chunk kill, and now it's a 3v2. Praized misrolls back into the middle of the arena. Kenny bounce here. He's going for the back A's. He's going to put himself in danger once again. He'll be down to 2 out of 4, but Rise will win the initial. They'll win the drop, and they're going to be able to take over that E-Hill. Xplosive up top. All he can really do is bounce around and try to keep his life in his hands for as long as possible. Rise still hasn't picked up the drop. I'm curious where it's going. Are they just trying to clean up these last few kills before getting away with it?
But now Powerz in position. Oh no! I was about to say Powerz in position, but Iceman's gonna take out that position, try to stay alive here, waste some time, possibly get another kill, but no, he does not. He gets taken out, but he bought his team enough time. That's gonna be Avexys with the drop shot. Rise with his 70-plus point lead, 2 hills under their control, more eliminations on the way as well. You see Avexys here. He's ready to go ahead and use this drop shot. He's ready to end this game. This is that lock round that you were talking about, but if Rise does make this happen, they're not going to have their own lock for a 4 round if it goes round number 9. One more drop shot in the hands of Avexys, but Xplosive is sneaking by. He's going to prolong this round, but he has to go through 2 more members of Rise Nation. Takes a ton of damage. Gets the... No, he actually doesn't even get the decap. Gets taken out, so there goes the triple cap for Rise. They get 1 more round, but still trail 4-3, but they're taking it step by step, inch by inch to climb back into this one.
Well, we come here to the 8th round of this matchup, 4-3. Rise trying to answer back. It is going to be a hell of a mountain to climb to win 2 rounds back-to-back. This could be 4-4 very quickly if Rise can win another initial. This is going to be one of the things that we have to make sure to pay attention to over who can get that first kill, that first blood, because as Franchis has continuously come into that initial artillery fight, he either gets a kill, gives his team that early lead, that early advantage, and somebody has to rotate over there, or he gets shot on, shot out, and he has to go away for a while, and Franchis will get lancered upon. The smokes won't really defend him, but so much. UYU is trying to take over the top of the bunker to have that extra Lancer lane in the ability, but you see they've sacrificed 1 life. Xplosive has gone down, going for that Lancer. Kenny will get 2. TJ will get 1. That's 3-4 dead. Franchise last alive. He does take care of TJ. Clutch Master flashed in the building, baby. When he's going to go down, he's going to get taken out. 2-1 hill advantage will go to UYU when they rotate back to their home hill and cap it. I think they ought to sit on the mid-neutral for now and just set up a defensive stand here. They want to keep 3 or 4 players in that area because all 5 members of Rise are going to be coming off of spawn, and they're going to have to make a next move. Kenny will have that drop. He's going to be marking out players at Rise, and it looks like Rise might head fake over toward the artillery building where UYU did a few rounds ago, or they're going to full send it through here. They're just trying to get motion in the ocean. They're trying to figure out where that drop is. Kenny, though, lurking in the wings. 1 kill already will slow down that retake. Now you see the extra Lancers in the area getting the kill. Here comes a triple kill, baby. Easy work for Kenny. That's 3 more in the bag, and everybody's going to be coming off a respawn here shortly. Xplosive putting the pressure on, threatening the triple cap domination. You see they've got, I think that's Icy is soloed out inside of that bunker building as well. And everybody coming off a respawn for Rise. This could be the end of the matchup. Xplosive, long range, incendiary, a lot of damage on that cover. Nobody can take it anymore. They're going to try to get this triple cap domination to be suited up and booted up like we are on a brilliant championship Sunday. They come through, they close it out. 5-3, UYU win map number 1.
Man, UYU must have had Kenny single on repeat right there. Another triple kill with the drop shot. That is MVP Kenny Bounce, and I guarantee you one thing, Colin. The chat is still somehow saying drop Kenny Bounce, and guess what? He dropped a fat W on the side of Rise's face right there as UYU takes the map away from Rise. And honestly, I need to see more out of Rise. This is not enough from what I've seen from one of the best teams in the game's history. Rise, I know you guys have the potential. Your ceiling is so high. You're coached by some of the best coaches in the game. It's just you need to put it together on Championship Sunday. No more excuses, no more blunders, no more faults, man. You guys have to pair it together, and we can't have any more mistakes like that.
And you're exactly right. Rise has to go back-to-back maps now. They have to try to create the same kind of magic that Pittsburgh Knights were able to create late last night and win 2 maps in a row against UYU. And if you're going to beat them, it's probably going to go 18 rounds in the next 2 maps. Here we come to the replays, though, and a lot of action taking place in that bunker building. I can't stress enough. I love the way that bunker building has kind of become a focus or a point of interest for a lot of teams in this pro league or in this major, because you see a lot of fights going down there. But, I mean, my God, at the end of the day, it just boils down to you can't let Kenny have the drop, and you can't let Kenny have kind of free reign to shoot it wherever he so pleases. You've got to create confusion. You've got to hide your numbers or mask your numbers. He will use the down to players as bait. This is one of those things that you know is going to happen to you, yet somehow you can't stop it. It's Thanos. It's destiny arrives all the same. Am I right?
No, it definitely does. And one thing I want to take note of is the evolution, the tricks that these teams have up their sleeves that we talked about during that weapon selection screen. Instead of having the instance every 60 seconds, they threw an extra utility directly into the player's spawn for that drop shot fight because they were so confident in their initial strategy of winning that fight with the extra flash. They said, hey, we don't have to worry about having that instant up every 60 seconds because we're going to win now, and then we can have it later on when Rise does it to theirs. So they were always one step ahead, and that is what's very interesting when we go into map number 2. These tricks are starting to show themselves. Championship Sunday. These are things we haven't really seen so far. So what tricks does Rise have up their sleeve? Have they been practicing anything out of the ordinary? I know we saw that drop shot middle on Vascar, but this is not Vascar. This is Asylum. We're going to have to see something fresh. We're going to have to see something new if Rise is going to win the next 2 maps.
And one of the things that scares me is a lot of the times we've seen UYU play Asylum, when they start to heat up, when they start to feel themselves. I mean, it was... Correct me if I'm wrong. It was just this last online major where these teams were playing on Asylum. Our franchise-led team was playing a UYU, or Xplosive-led team on Asylum, and Powerz went absolutely nutty. Had one of the best games I've ever seen and was just absolutely embarrassing people going across that top entrance fight. That's what I'm afraid of. With the way that UYU has been playing, a little extra aggression in the tank. They've got a little bit more heat after last night's loss. I'd be afraid to fight him, especially if they put Powerz in that 1v position where they're like, all right, look, you're going to cap home, and yeah, we're taking you out of that initial team fight, but we're going to put you in the 1v1 up top entrance. Whoever I am, whatever player I am, I'm calling for the help. I'm literally signaling to the rest of my team. I'm like, it's Powerz, guys, please, please, anything.
No, and I think you threw that dart at the board and you hit a bullseye talking about UYU's aggression, and that's one thing that I think is really hurting Rise. It's not necessarily the aggression coming out of UYU, but it's their own Slayers not matching up with that aggression. Yeah, Rushiez and Inzem are pairing together some big kills, but there wasn't a moment in that map where I felt like I was about to lose my shit going off about what they were able to do. There was no multi-kills. There were no big plays from that drop shot from Rushiez. Maybe he would get one, but that was kind of it. And on the other side of things, like you were talking about Powerz, I threw my hat backstage. Kenny Bounce, even Kenny Bounce is slaying. So I'm going to go ahead and call him out, I think, for the second online major in a row. Rushiez, Inzem, step it up or go to bed.
Dog, it's like 12 in the afternoon. You want them to go to bed already?
I mean, for them,
it's 3. Are you saying they need
3.
sleep? Are you saying it's...
I thought you said it's 12 for me. It's 10:30 in the morning, guys. I'm California. This time difference. My math is not awake yet.
You know, it's fine. Whatever. It's 1:30 here on the East Coast. So if you go to bed this early, you know what? You need a nap. It's a nap at this point. It ain't bed. It's a nap. Here we go. First round underway. Rise overextending, sudden aggression toward the home hill of UYU. Rushiez gets that far right angle. He's going to go for the X out. They're going to get some downs. They're going to be able to convert some of these kills. And once again, Rise off to a very hot start in the matchup. They are applying pressure. They're going to be applying triple cap pressure, but Kenny slows down the onslaught of Rise. He gets that first kill. He's going to try to back up TJ, the young gun on the team. He's going to try to get over there, but not in time. The decap is coming through. Triple cap domination being threatened to Rushiez, left to his own accord, left to his own devices there at that home hill, and he just backs out. I like that play. They've got the 2-to-1 hill advantage, mid neutral and home, and they say, look, we're happy with this. UYU has to answer back. They've got to get everybody off of respawn, and they've got to try one last time to come away with a kill. Xplosive up top of entrance, and he is going to be faced off against Rushiez. He's going to know now they're both going to be called out. They know where the players are, matching up anyway. This is going to be very interesting, this next retake.
Yep, slowing down just a little bit right here until Rise can figure out what push they want to make. With a map like Asylum, you have different avenues. You can run through the middle. You can try to overextend up top. You can even run underneath that passageway, but it does look like UYU is going to go to the train tracks. The train's not going to separate anybody just yet, but a well-placed smoke could really cloud the Lancers, cloud the damage coming through. Decap opportunity for UYU. TJ's going to get the decap, going for the capture as well. So I think this is the moment Rise needs to take. They're going to get the capture, but you haven't caught anybody off guard. I think Powerz in towards the middle is taking a ton of damage, but even he gets out alive. So a no defense coming through just yet for Rise, but I might have spoke too soon. Icy pushes up on the offensive play. They're looking for a retake. He's able to get one. Kenny Bounce answers back, but the trade from Franchise comes through. It looks like Rise is beginning to heat up.
Rise is trying to get some kills here, chaining them together. Good shot by Franchise, hits a full brick there, gets the down, finishes it up. Powerz will be last alive, shot over the cover, gets a little reaction shot out, but the 2-shot down won't be enough to get the chunk. I believe that's going to be all she said and done for this round. I'm not sure anybody else loads back in, and the train conductor finds himself a kill. Rushiez with the down on Xplosive, and they're going to give it to Rushiez, but I mean, that's train conductor all day. He didn't slow down. He didn't hit the brakes. He didn't honk the horn. Well, he might have honked
Show no
the horn,
mercy.
but he was like, Doug, you on the all right, never mind.
That was a celebration horn, if anything. He's like, oh, I'm getting one. Seeing him charge down the tracks, but this is where the map Asylum sometimes tends to differ from another team that you're playing against. Them teams like the Smokes, the Inzem's down low. The other team, oh my God, Colin. Oh my God. Rise is barely waking up, and UYU slams the drop shot down. Kenny's single, potentially on repeat.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I like the way that they do that, where UYU said, all right, fine, look, we're not going to let you pick and choose the drop shot fight later in the round. We're going to make sure we place it down. It flashes out from everybody, and they mama. Praized will have the drop. Shots out from that mid-angle, trying to get it down onto him. Praized trying to get his life back. One drop out. It won't find anybody but damage. He's going to have to get that active reloaded off. Rushiez will get down. Icy down as well. They're going to try to clean up these kills, go home to home stretch. Meanwhile, UYU has cleaned up their home hill. Last player alive for Rise is Avexys, and he's going to be hiding in the corner. He's going to get a 2-shot down there on to Praized. So I'm not sure if he shot out that other drop, but he definitely had it on him. So that drop is wiped away from the map momentarily. And not going to do much else. Avexys will get killed off. Rushiez is fighting off the home hill, gets the kill there on Powerz. I believe he had a little help over the top, and Franchise taking that mid-neutral. So all of that good work in the very beginning of the matchup by UYU matters not as they lose the 2-1 hill advantage here mid-round.
Retake attempt coming through from UYU. They get the down on Franchise. Revives coming through from Icy, but that cost them both their lives now. Avexys trying to do what he can to get that revive of Fran. Kenny sees it coming from a mile away. He's going to sneak the kill. Back up, use his teammates, and hit a massive back A to take out Avexys. You see him pushing up with his teammates. Praized going to get that down, clean it up by Powerz. As UYU said, yeah, you might be heating up, but we've been here since map #1, ready to dominate. Rushiez hiding in the perfect spot, but you can only hide for so long with your last one left.
And I want to see if Rushiez, yeah, he's going to get called out. Rise is not coming back off the spawn. He's going to bounce around. There was a part of me that really just enjoyed the way that UYU was going to go for the home hill. They actually sent somebody over there, and we're going to just simply mount up on it and just start taking it and say, we're going to triple cap dominate you, or you're going to have to come out of hiding and try to fight somebody. Everybody's still at 4 respawns. Rise has got to go for that incendiary, don't you think? I mean, Rise is going to try to grab that incend off of spawn as well.
They have to. And on the other side of things, I think UYU is going to build their flashes up top or put it directly in the loadout.
There's a part of me that almost wants to see them, even though the hill is down low. Okay, they are going to go. They're probably going to go shocks up top. I was going to say I almost hope that they went for incendiary up top for the insta-gib capability on that final round of the first half, because they can either be 2-1 or possibly take it to 3-1, depending upon how the next couple of rounds go. But I'm always trying to think of little advantages like that. Maybe I'm just weird. Maybe I'm just out of sorts, out of kooks, whatever.
Or ahead of the meta. You might be ahead of the meta, Colin. You never know.
No, I don't fancy myself that smart, VR.
You never know, Colin. I've seen you create some amazing things, but Avexys is creating amazing things on his own as he gets that double kill. A moment, an opportunity, gets another one on Kenny Bounce. Praized goes down as well, leaving Powerz all by his lonesome. He's running back, trying to retreat to buy some time here. Luckily for him, this is the 3rd longest respawn time, shortest respawn timers of the game. He takes out Avexys, who also went in by himself. I don't know if he missed out the call to fall back to get the 2 hills, to kind of be content with what we got. We won the battle, and we could use that to win the war. But now UYU is wasting no time, getting towards the lower half of the map, wants the decap to come through, but Rushiez with that drop shot's going to put it to use, taking out TJ. There goes one. But like I talked about these respawn tires, TJ should be back up in a moment's notice. It's just if they get them to waste these drop shots early, they can go the rest of this round and even potentially towards when the next drop shot is up, not having to worry about Rushiez in that drop shot.
And I like, they didn't get a mark on the opposite side of the train track, so they couldn't use the second one to try to get more kills opposite side of those trains. And so everybody's still mounted up, and UYU, even with that first drop out, they're going to continue to come off a respawn and try to challenge this next push. They're going to get marks there onto Kenny, and I think they're going to go ahead and sacrifice Kenny to the gods. He's full red. He's in a pretty bad position. I think you have to try to get in there and try to start applying that pressure. Back train comes through. There's the second drop. It wasn't active, but it didn't matter. Nonetheless, they are still going to hold on to the 2-1 hill advantage. And they're going to be mounting up a almost insurmountable lead without a triple cap domination or a full 5-man wipe. UYU is set up here, but I mean, they're not going to be able to do much.
This.
3 members of Rise are already pushing across the top, getting kills.
I love this rotation coming out from Rise.
I mean, it's beautiful. Rise is playing this absolutely perfect.
And I like why they chose to do it too, but Kenny and Praized trying to do what they can. Kenny goes down. Praized gets a down as well. Powerz cleans him up. That's going to be 2. That's going to be 3 kills UYU gathers, but this is the last portion of the round. They're not gaining points. They're not wasting any time capturing the hill. They're just trying to get these decaps. Just going to do what he can. This is his last Inzem left. He needs to be the hero. I talked about him stepping up. Well, here's your first opportunity of the match to go ahead and step up and go ahead and solidify this win for your team.
They're only 25 seconds away. Only the B hill is in favor. Still fighting down over it. Rushiez with 1 back A and a second backup shot will get the down there. TJ just fighting off of that corner, trying to make some kind of miracle happen. He's going to get taken down. 1 more player in the area. Kenny with a dropout will get a double kill as well as one of his teammates. They just need to break the A hill and try to make sure the pressure's on B, but everybody died down there. So this is definitely a Rise round. 2-1. We will go to the final round of the first half with a Rise lead.
The reason why that strat was so brilliant is because they already successfully defended on that neutral. So they kind of knew UYU wasn't going to re-push that knowing the drop shot was there. So they immediately rotated towards the top half of the map, the only other safe place that UYU had to go. So it's either that or waste more time breaking the neutral hill. So if they wasted time breaking the neutral hill, Rise would have just overextended home hill to home hill. They would have had the advantage in numbers, they would have had the advantage in weapons, and they would have still had 2 hills in the end. So Rise is making A1 plays on a championship Sunday. Is that an M-bar?
That is an M-bar bottom tracks PR. So we're going to have a power weapon down there, which I think, I'm going to go ahead and say it, I really do believe that almost favors Rise. We know how deadly Icy is with that M-bar. He's always put on a lot of highlight reel plays with it. It's got 6 shots to it, so 3 in the chamber, 1 in an extra magazine. Whereas he's going to come, they're actually going to, Rise is going to try to bully him down there. Icy and Avexys go down to the 2v1, and they're going to try to bully out UYU from the M-bar. Now they have the M-bar, and they're going to be able to get easy shots onto Praized and across the top of the map. Avexys actually has it rather than Icy, so I want to go ahead and say it. There's a lot of easy angles for Avexys to try to get a headshot up. Praized, he didn't get away with the drop shot or his life, as a matter of fact, so they give up the power weapon. Elimination domination starts to tick through, but it's not going to really matter. Oh, no, they give it up. They forfeit the round. We go to the second half PR, and another curveball thrown into the meta in this map. They throw the M-bar down low. This is definitely interesting, and UYU has to forfeit out a round, basically.
Yep, I knew there were some tricks up these teams' sleeves. They don't practice all season long and lose those Pro League matches without having some sort of learning lesson along the way. But I want to take this moment and say one thing, Colin. I want to shout out all our EU brethren in the chat. They're just showing so much support. I see Warrior, I see K-Breaker, T-Precision, and I know you're I don't want to call you the king of Europe, but when it comes to us casters, I feel like you're one of the best representation.
I needed you to actually introduce them correctly, because K-Breaker, he's not just one of the legends from the EU. The man is the reigning defending champion of the EU right now. Put some respect on a man's name. Prosperous winning. He won the tournament last weekend with his team, Prosperous. They come here, though. Look at all the downs and the kills coming through for Rise already. And they're going to have to start getting some kills. They're going to start mounting something here. I believe that was just a mistimed drop on the side of Praized. He just throws one out, hoping to make sure nobody's there on his home hill. Shocks out from UYU. They're not going to be able to get into the hill either. The Lancer fire and the Lancer work from Rise is just too good right now. And nobody can really get heated up for UYU in this second map. They're down 2 rounds. They got to win a couple of rounds back-to-back to try to tie it up. Just to try to get back into this, they're going to trade out the drop back over to Kenny. They're going to let Praized try to take his talents down there to that mid-pavilion fight. Not going to be able to do anything of the sorts just yet. Both teams trying to dip their head into it. They need to get that cap off. Here comes the flash, and here comes the retake.
Oh, that's not good. Kenny use that drop shot. He's going to connect. He gets 2 kills. And so far, Kenny's drop shot usage has been netting multi-kills time and time again. Double kills, triple kills, and he's being the support player, the savior that the team needs, but he's also picking up some crucial kills on way of saving some of these rounds. So now 2 hills go over towards UYU, but I like the positioning down low from Rise. Oh no. Avexys. I can't believe it, Colin. Go ahead and take it away.
Sometimes you got to get taken out by the conductor. He's got to set you down. Look at the flank, though. Rushiez got a good flank down there. 3 members of Rise are going to push home to home now. They're going to try to apply pressure to Powerz. They know that secondary drop shot's going to be coming up very shortly. They're going to go for this home hill break and retake for the side of Rise. I love their over-aggression down here. It's paying off in spades. They get a kill there onto Powerz. Now Kenny and the boys from UYU have to push up, try to get some kills. Avexys will find one, bouncing back and forth, finds a second. Avexys still has got gas left in the tank. A little misroll out. You know he wants to take that bookcase with just a cover slide, but he instead rolls into it, giving Praized an easy kill. And now Praized will push up, try to take and decap the home hill of UYU. Icy will have the M-bar. Doesn't hit the first shot, doesn't connect. The up A comes through. Praized won't be able to get any damage on Icy. Icy will take him out. Easy shot, blows his head right off. And now he's got Xplosive down there, mounted up, marked up, and here comes the drop shot. The shock will come through. Rushiez will have one more rocket in his pocket to try to take out the members of UYU. He's going to get an easy kill there on TJ as he slides into that mid cover. Not going to be able to get anything going. Will UYU in this area? This is going to be a definite Rise round, I think. They have all the positioning and all the power unless UYU decide to invest way too much.
And this is where UYU is trying to make that repush happen. Down's getting traded off. Eliminations coming through, but 2 in a row for UYU. That's 3 total members dead for Rise. Icy trying to hold off the bottom half of the map. He has 2 more M-bar shards, connects with 1. Down Kenny. Him and Inzem working together to solidify their own home hill, but look at the weight condition towards the top. It's switched over. Powerz catches Inzem out of position, and now they have to backtrack and worry about him while overextending simultaneously to break 2 hills at the same time. And that's down low. That's going to be up to Rushiez to try to get this kill. He gets it on Powerz, and there comes the flank. Decap coming through. Rushiez going to get the decap on the home. The Inzem. Rin's going to do it. Iceman's getting these kills. Avexys going off. Rise are somehow coming back. Rushiez does it against Kenny. Rise stake this ground away from UYU. Not say stake it away, Colin. I don't mean to interrupt you, but that was actually UYU leading in the landing portions of that round.
I think I stand by what I originally said. Rise is going to come away with this round. Look at the kills here. Icy catches 1 coming out of the smoke. He's going to catch TJ coming out of the smoke. Icy will shut 2 of them down back to back and not get anything going. And I said that Rise had the positioning, they had the power weapons, they had everything they needed in that situation to come away with a victory. But what they do not do is convert the final kills for Rise. They actually end up just folding under the pressure of Rise in the ending parts of that round, excuse me. And now 4-1, UYU has to invest everything from here on out, round in and round out, unless they want to go to a map number 3.
I feel like right now, it's in this map particularly, it's all or nothing for UYU, and I feel like you're going to see it in this round particularly. Backs up against the wall. They have no choice but to spawn in time and time again. Praized, I want to see him get jiggy with it. He has all the respawns remaining. Franchis going with a cheeky instant. He misses that one. A little bit of a waste, if you ask me. We always talk about it on a map like this. Saving your utility to use second usually puts you in the advantageous positioning. So now Rise is going to have to back out, relocate themselves, and the drop shot, I do believe, is still up. So this is going to be a great opportunity for UYU to win this round.
Xplosive trying to lance her up. UYU trying to move into position here. I believe they've already dodged the incendiary. They have to make sure that they don't fall victim to a shock or a flash and a quick kill out. What they're going to have to go through, though, is TJ's going to probably be first to fight here. Everybody stands still right now. Nobody's able to get any map positioning whatsoever. I don't want to say anybody's afraid. Rise also has the point tick, so it forces UYU to make that first move. He has to make sure that they get in there and at least get a decap or a recap, excuse me, onto that E hill. But they cannot give up a life. Everything is settled down here to a standstill, waiting probably for a secondary set of utilities at this point.
I shouldn't be too much longer before those utilities come up, and I say too much longer, 40 seconds. A lot can happen in 40 seconds, just like these plays being made. And this is why I always wonder teams where those respawns are coming up, especially since you know the utility was used on the side of Rise. You want to make this move now while they're either going back for the instant or while it's not even up. That will put you in a good position, especially since you know yours are going to be up as well. So you can easily match those re-instants that they do pick up. But Inzem's just waiting. He's holding on to it right now. And it's Rise that does not have to make a move. Shot going out. He actually finds him in the corner. TJ goes down. Lancer fire going off. TJ gets down. Ow! So does Xplosive. Drop shot on the ground. Rise need to find a way to get this kill. They don't get it. Drop shot going out. It's going to connect with Inzem. UYU find a way to battle back. Praized watching his back. And there it goes. The tides have turned over towards UYU because, like I said, that utility will be back up. And guess who used theirs again? Rise once more. So UYU, if they can find a way to slow this down, calculate their plays, they should be in the driver's seat.
They're going to switch that drop shot off over toward Kenny. Kenny Bounce now is going to back up. I think he's going to go for that extra incendiary, whatever just respawned. It was the shock instead that respawned. Rise have to just continue to play defense up here. They cannot give away a life to the side of UYU, and they can't give away the advantage. If I am Kenny, oh my God, never mind. That is the advantage they needed. Xplosive gets taken out with that shot, with that incendiary. The shock will come in. It'll get it down there, but nobody's going to be able to clean that up just yet. And Kenny trying to bait it out, I believe. They're going to give up, I believe, the E cap to the side of Rise, which is going to give them just a little bit larger of a point lead. Franchis bleeds himself out now and flash out. Praized will move up into position. Need to try to, you know what's going on. It's cat and mouse game, PR.
Yeah, I was just thinking though, Inzem looked tough for a moment. He saw that drop shot. He looked like that meme of the little kid running away from the, oh, what was, whew. Kenny, what was that? You playing ping pong with the wall right in front of you? Down's coming through. Cleanup's happening. Praise going down. Kenny's getting pushed right now. Inzem takes him out. Powerz gets that M-bar towards the very end to take out multiple members of Rise, but they do have the lead. They have the win condition as well, but Powerz going for the decap. I don't think that's going to be enough. I think Rise can still win off one, so the attack is going towards the top half of the map. Players are going to have to go huge. TJ goes out. Fred gets a double kill, and that is going to be map point for Rise as they cruise to a 5-1 victory over UYU.
Glorious map number 2 for Rise fans all over the world. They win it 5-1, and they are going to be sending us to a map number 3. I don't think anybody would have it any other way, PR. We are still here, middle of the day, Championship Sunday, and 2 of our top teams in the world are proving that they are just that. 2 of the best on the planet. But we are going to have to find the conclusion to this match out after a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our first of 2 matchups that we've got here going on. Both series are going to map number 3. Both Rebel and Fire and Ice, UYU and Rise, have tied things up after their second map. So we got to go to map number 3 to even both of these out and figure out a decided winner. Beautiful shots, beautiful plays by Rise in that map number 2. We're going to see a full highlight reel basically of them because it was a 5-1 scoreline.
Yeah, it was a great comeback from Rise, and it really shows the composure. It really shows what they are made of. Because after that map number 1, where a couple things were maybe going their way, but then it just was taken over by UYU time and time again. So the next job being able to bounce back, forcing a map number 3. And not only that, but pulling the momentum on your side for that map number 3. A 5-1 scoreline against a team like UYU does not come easy. But that's what I was talking about early on. Those losses throughout the Pro League were just simply learning lessons for Rise, because this Championship Sunday, they have definitely been picking it up.
They definitely have showcased some of their best opportunity, and you and I touched on it a few days ago. I made the comment that I would have loved to see Affinity get the chance to coach some of the other up-and-coming teams, some of the other rising stars in our league because of how brilliant he is. Tell me right now, PR, I know I ask you a lot of times what percentage, I ask you for a percentage of what you think the chances are. Chances that Affinity and the other great genius analysts that they have for Rise have put their heads together with one of the best brains in the history of this game, Franchis, and said, let's throw everything in the kitchen sink at both UYU and PK and whoever else we come across this week. Drops in the middle of Ascar, drops on round 2, M-bars on tracks. Let's just make them think twice about just being able to settle into what they know and what they do best.
They actually have been preparing like no other. You have so much experience in the coaching staff for Rise. I would be surprised if they played this game standard, to be honest. And honestly, that sounds a little ridiculous because you'd want a team to play their game, to play their play style, but having those tricks up their sleeve, especially a team like Rise being able to use it at a moment's notice on a championship Sunday, that is their standard gameplay. So even though, yeah, we could see the standard training grounds, the drop shot over towards you, I don't think that's going to be happening. I think we might see a drop shot underneath or possibly even a boom shot.
Well, we gotta have to see how both teams decide to play this map number 3, Rise. Shots onto Xplosive already. Avexys hits it with 2 concrete blocks, gets it down, now clean him up. They're gonna have a free B hill for now because 5v4, there's not much you can do around the map except for just try to rotate, try to get it down somewhere, somehow. But they haven't found anything just yet. And this is one of the things that people need to take note of. You can get those early picks here in these long respawn rounds, and you can really apply some pressure with a point lead and with a defensive setup. And we see Icy here at the Overlook, just trying to roll back and forth, find any information he can for his team. Of course, there's going to be somebody Heaven. Of course, there's going to be somebody checking him at the U. But they need to find those couple of rotational players for UYU. They need to find those people that are trying to get to the angles and the crosses of Rise. Right now, nobody can really make a move.
Ooh, Kenny just got caught out of positioning in no man's land. He tried to take a little bit of a shortcut, but that's what happens. You take shortcuts in life, you get pounded into the ground. So now what happened to Xplosive early on is the longest respawn timers. UYU has to wait again to get all 5 players up to try to make this push. Either that or they have to do it at a disadvantage. So I do think they're going to wait for Kenny to get back into position. This time around, he's taking the safe play. He's taking the safe route, going all the way behind TJ. So TJ, Kenny, and Praized are going to push one half of the map. They're going to have some crossfire from Xplosive all the way across if they go ahead and push this fight towards Icy.
Now we see them pushing up. Praized will go down up here. They're going to get the quick revive off onto him, trying to keep their members alive and their numbers alive here. Back of the U is Franchis. He's going to have a little help over the top from Inzem with a Lancer. Got him stuck back there. 2 players pushing up now, waiting. Fran hits a huge brick onto Praized. Praized not afraid at all. Now he's just going to be posturing toward this home hill. They need a break here soon because it's already over the 210 mark. And Rise will have all of 5 players back up here in just a matter of moments when Fran comes off of respawn. They needed to make that move a little bit quicker. They put themselves in basically a no-win situation, PR.
Yep, so not only do they have to worry about decapping this hill and going against the defensive Rise, they have to make sure nobody slips by. Xplosive gets down. He's not able to push up. They're going to have to find another route. Praized goes down as well. TJ going in, but TJ finds the elimination. I don't think the revive was had on Praized. It's going to be all up to Powerz. Xplosive here. Powerz goes down. Xplosive, the last member alive. He's across the map taking a vacation in Hawaii. He's not going to be able to touch the hill. So once more, Rise is going to strike first on map number 3. And what a way to start it off. You go down map number 1, you lose it 1-0, and you go back map number 2, 5-1. Then you start map number 3 just as hot as you finish. Rise is looking good.
Have started off right where they left off with a first round victory over the side of UYU. UYU needs to find... They need to find, how do I put this? They need to find the answer. And I don't know what that is right now because they're not going to throw a wrench into the system that they're used to. They got to create a little chaos. They got to go back to that map number 1 aggression that they had. Because right now, they're getting set down. They're getting pressured by the side of Rise, and they're not being able to take any advantages whatsoever that they're used to taking. Here comes UYU. 3-man push over to the U. Let's see if this is what they can get going. 2 players already at the top of the Overlook. Nobody there to back them up just yet. And once again, Rise will have the positioning on the map, I believe, to fight this off.
Nice, well-placed flash from Inzem, though. He's going to back up Praized. Well-placed damage as well, but Praized going to be able to hold his right-hand advantage here. Retake coming through for a moment between TJ and Praized, and honestly, TJ's working well with a lot of these players in duo situations. Praized, Powerz, but he gets caught out alone here by Icy and the rest of Rise, leaving Xplosive and Kenny towards the back half of the U. On top, though, Praized is still having an exchange go down between Inzem. He's going to push him all the way back. They need to be careful. That Lancer Fire is going to come through. Inzem's trying to retake it. Praized goes down. Kenny and Xplosive are caught caught like fish in a barrel. They're getting taken out as well. Xplosive needs at least a trade here. He needs a miracle. He's not going to be granted, so UYU just completely fall over towards you, opening up the doors for a Rise home hill to a home hill extension. Once again, it's going to be up to TJ here. You saw him die early first. He dies all the same. It's not looking good. UYU is just melting right before our eyes.
UYU doesn't have an answer for what Rise has been able to do, the kind of pressure they've applied, the shots they're hitting with their Lancers. Their cross has been just too strong for UYU in maps 2 and now map 3, and it's coming to fruition yet again. Powerz is down, trying to make something happen on the opposite home hill. But he does bring back some attention over to himself, and now they will push back toward the middle of the map. Rise is trying to get into position to get a retake. Kenny's going to get snuck up on by Icy. They're not going to be able to get the kill. They're on the back of that box, and the B hill will stay decapped momentarily. Rise looking like another overextension coming quickly against Praized. He's got 4 members of Rise breathing down his neck.
Somehow, some way, Rise is looking like they're mounting a comeback in this round. They're slowly but surely getting this cap, but they're staring down the face of 3 players. The only player towards their backside is Fran towards the up top overlook. He needs to watch this flank. That's going to be Xplosive trying to come through. They're distracted by Powerz right now. First down is going to come through. Xplosive actually chose to take out Franchis. Powerz goes down. Kenny goes down, but the players from Rise are falling as well. Rushman gets taken out. Xplosive is going to fall. Trades all around, but guess who's going to break that neutral? That is going to be Iceman. He's going to turn the tides for Rise once more. So they're sneaking away with the right plays at the right time.
Here we go. Praized will be on that back ledge. He's going to get challenged across the end of the hallway. I believe that is going to be Inzem mounted up across the way with that Lancer out. TJ gets the first shot on, but then immediately gets taken down by Avexys. I believe it was a double shot that allowed for the chunk. Here comes Franchis sliding in. He's going to try to get that little wrap shot to go. Won't be able to find it. Kenny has to rotate up now to try to help out. They're going to have a lot of damage onto Avexys, but not enough to get him down just yet. You see multiple members of UYU in the area, but here comes a big flank. It's going to be Icy on the flank. Icy trying to come on a flank to try to sneak members of UYU. Xplosive tries to turn around to get the kill on him, but he gets taken down. The flank is successful. The members of UYU are pinched, and now it is a 2-0 lead for Rise Nation, or Rise coming up very shortly because they're going to have the positioning, the hills, and the players left alive. This is going to be just a fantastic set of sequences and rounds for Rise.
Xplosive is in a 1v1, but I'm about to say that is the game on the line. He gets taken out, so unable to break C. Xplosive had the chance. He faltered there for a moment. So 2-0, just like you said, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. This is not coming easy for Rise, but that shows how much they want us, how much preparation they put in. And I know you talked about the coaching staff that they have on their side. It shows why they have some of the best coaching staff in Gears. But there goes the drop shot placed by Rise down low. And they know this drop shot's going to come down, Colin, but they want to fight this drop shot battle on their terms. I told you in the beginning of the game, we're going to see some trick strats coming out instead of the standard drop shot over towards the U. I thought it would go down low, but it's actually going to be towards B. That allows only a 1 utility advantage going over to UYU. And honestly, I don't think it's that big of an advantage at all.
What we're going to have to check out here is they're going to have to see how UYU takes that fight. They're sending 2 people toward that middle baby steps area, straight up under the overlook into the God spot. They need to not let TJ get rotated on again. They do get the call out. There's the kill onto Rushiez. That's a good job. They finally played some defense there to save his life by getting Rushiez taken down and out. Inzem still has the ability to Lancer down toward that drop shot. They're going to smoke him out, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to just simply rotate him to the left side of that wall. So he'll be able to Lancer down toward B and toward that drop shot once they go for it. Avexys mounted up with that Lancer. He's going to try to get shots onto the head of TJ, but nothing just yet. And right now, Rise is just set up once again for the ability to get a retake. UYU doesn't take advantage of the 5 versus 4. They sit down and rest on their laurels going for a play call. They don't create any of the actual they don't create any opportunities for themselves. Even with that initial kill, they don't take advantage of it. PR, that's just a different UYU. I've never seen an Xplosive led team see a door open and close it themselves.
Yep, but I will say that tick, that I won't even call it a full second advantage over to UYU, is going to force Rise to make the first move. That's exactly what you're seeing here. They're trying to use smokes, flashes to use the center of the map to try to make a play. Avexys gets taken down, Rushiez falls, Fran goes down as well. 3 members dead, a 4th falls in Icy. Luckily for Rise, though, these respawn timers are that much shorter, but 5 members dead, it doesn't matter how slow the respawn timers are. Win by elimination will come through as UYU wins their first round of map number 3. And honestly, that was a great defensive stop from UYU. And I say defensive even though there wasn't 2 hills because of that tick. We all knew it was going to be Rise forced to make the play. UYU was just waiting for that moment. And they set up the perfect trap to make it happen.
They come through successfully. Their trap is sprung, and they initiate all of the kills around the map. Good job by UYU finally answering back, but I think they need to win this next round here. I don't think you can go into the half down 3-1 and come back round after round, especially against a team like Rise, who is playing as hot as I've seen them possibly ever play since their inception, since this team became a 5-man full roster, bringing Icy, Franchise, and Rushiez over from that quarantine team that gave their best effort against UYU in a grand finals. But here we go. Round number 4, last round of the half. The respawns will refill to maximum, and the hills will flip after this round. So I believe we'll see a lot of investment out of both teams. Nobody's really going to be able to sit and rest. Both teams only sending 1 person to their home hill. Praized will get marked out. A lot of Lancer fire onto him. Meanwhile, looks like they're going to send TJ all the way across to try to get a Lancer angle to protect out the multiple members of UYU that might be trying to go in for that extra point tick. Now TJ's going to be forced out as they send somebody on the long angle. They've got 2 people back here mounted up. They're going to get shots on, but not enough. They've got a mark there onto TJ, but he's not going to be in any position to get a kill. He's actually going to go down. Powerz is stunned out. Now they're going to give up TJ to the fight. 5 versus 4. Rise needs to take advantage. 5 versus 3. Rushiez the only player down for Rise. Powerz is going to try to make a miracle happen back here. Finally taken down from the back gate of Avexys. Kenny over the top will Lancer and snub out, but he will not be able to get it down, won't be able to get a kill either. And UYU, once again, struggling in the initial to make anything happen.
That was well-placed shots from Kenny to do the support fire, but rare misses coming out from Powerz. He needed to hit those shots, but a down coming through on Inzem is going to stop that triple cap domination from coming through. Avexys, though, he'll have that drop shot in his hands, but luckily for UYU, if they get taken out, these are the shortest respawn timers in the game, so they'll be back up in a moment's notice, but this is a great tool for Avexys to dwindle down the respawns, and a lot of those players are on 2, so almost any player you choose will be a good opportunity here. So normally I would look for a player to try to spot him out, try to single him out, take his respawns, get him out of the game. This isn't one of those situations. With the score barely ticking on over to Rise, I want to see them use this drop shot in an all-out defensive scenario. What that means is sooner or later, UYU is going to have to make this push, whether if it's over the top home of the home hill or over towards B. Avexys needs both of these drops to take out multiple members of UYU, and then from there, they could press forward and go for triple cap domination if they want. But by that time, the score will be out of reach.
Here goes the first drop. It's going to kill off Xplosive. Second drop out, a little long over Powerz, but he's going to get taken down by the cross of UYU. And another retake opportunity squandered by UYU. Both drops are out now, though. So the last 3 members alive down here at the home hill are going to have to try to save each other's life, try to get out of here with at least 1 member alive, but they're getting shut down one after the next. 3 alive for UYU on the map, but one of them is in no man's land. That's going to be Kenny Bounce on the wrong side of the train tracks. If you understand the expression, he is going to be hunted down very shortly. I think Rise is just going to find him and Lancer him out because they've got somebody in heaven that can look down on him. They've got the guard in Overlook and Xplosive. Avexys roll back over. It's going to be down to the last 20 seconds or so. They're going to go for a decap here on B. Smoke out, flash out. Powerz going to try to up A straight into the heart of Rise's defense. Kenny has it down there on Rushiez. They're going to try to go for this decap over here at the home hill. Kenny will get a second down. Won't be able to get the kill either. UYU has to get a decap at the home hill of Rise. But right now, they don't have any chance in hell unless Powerz goes nutty, but it's not enough time to get over there. 3-1, Rise take the lead into the second half.
But we've learned it all weekend long, Colin. I'll say one thing. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And we see teams come back from worse. So it is going to be possible. It is going to be a team like UYU to do it, but if you guys want to go ahead and show your support to Rise, make sure you pick up those skins available in the shop now. I might not have them, but after this one, if Rise does take the victory, I might have to go pick up my set of Rise skins right away to show my support for such a dominant team. But in this one, Colin, Inzem's on the field for Rise. You think that's a massive advantage or a little bit?
It's a pretty big advantage with the fact that the drop shot fight is still a big fight, and they can rotate it all the way over. They're going to get the early point tick because they double capped their home hill after picking up that incendiary. Now the incendiary can go over to that top of the overlook, that top heaven spot, and actually come long range over the top and try to get a kill on any member of UYU trying to stay at this overlook position and get any of these kills. Powerz are praised, misrolls, and gets killed off. The incendiary onto Kenny will kill him off. Powerz has the drop opposite side of the map, but I'm not sure how much it matters because 3 dead early, 2 dead early for UYU. A third was very hurt. They had to all basically fall back toward their first half home hill, and they have to come back from the depths of hell once again because they give up the 2-to-1 hill cap to the side of Rise and a mistimed drop by Powerz.
That wasn't a Kenny drop. I was about to say, that wasn't a Kenny drop. Oh, 2 missed drops from Powerz. That is a blunder on the side of UYU. This is the longest respawn timers of the game. Those drop shots would have been so impactful, but just like my feet, the hopes of UYU are dangling in the wind against this Rise squad, and I don't know if they're going to be able to come back, but a down like that is going to be the opening that they need. They're going to quickly push up, get that elimination to come through. So man advantage over to UYU. They need to pressure this hill, and they need to pressure this now. I talked about these long respawn timers. You can't let anybody slip through. Another elimination on Iceman. Rushman goes down. Powerz is taken out, but Inzem falls. That's 4 players dead for Rise. You need to go if you're UYU, and you need to go now.
That's going to be Fran. That's going to be the kill. I believe they got 1 person off a respawn. That's going to be Avexys. This will be a good retake opportunity for them because you know they're all going to respawn back in, and they're going to try to mount up one last chance at this. Meanwhile, UYU, they're pretty much on their last life for this round. I don't know how much you invest just to make it 3-2. You might have to go down 4-1 and try to win 4 in a row. You see them lancering out now. Xplosive will get across just for a moment. The incendiary that'll respawn for Rise, this is where it will be a big factor. If you can get it inside that heaven and you can throw it over to that overlook and stop anybody from crossing out. Rushiez is bouncing up. I mean, the speed at which he came up that hill, just a little too much for the down to come through. Another down from Xplosive, continuing to try to put pressure. 3 members of Rise mounted up there. Xplosive, I don't know if that's exactly the fight you need to be taking right now, big man. That's 3 versus 1, 3 shotguns against your 1. And that's not ever good odds, but Han Solo would tell you, and I know Waldo Kinney probably would tell you as well, don't ever tell me the odds. He'd like to take that fight himself. Praized going down. Inzem will get the kill on him. UYU, though, falling to pieces once again. Rise just too strong in their retake ability, and Avexys has the drop.
I really hope Avexys recorded whatever the heck he just did right there with that Inzem. I was trying to look at where he was located. It had to be some sort of trickery. He overextends, grabs the drop shot. He's doing everything he can in his power to make sure Rise comes out on top. No point gain from UYU, and that is massive at this portion of the game. They're finally going to get 1 capped up. They're not going to get the neutral decap, but they're going to get the whole mill decapped of Rise. So the score is going to continue going in their favor. And Praized, man, the awareness coming through from Praized. Instead of upping that cover like you see 99% of Gears players, he takes it slow, makes Fran peak, and wins the round for UYU. But they still have some coming back to do, Colin. Still 2-3, but like I said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And in the second half, UYU will strike first.
I know UYU has 1 round to give away. It'll be 4-2 at that point. So I look at this as UYU having to almost win 3 consecutive rounds with the level of intensity and how good Rise are playing. It's almost impossible for me to believe that there will be a way for them to come back into this down 4-2.
What's
even
crazy
down 4-3.
Is we talk about tricks up their sleeve. I've seen a lot more M-bar usage during this major than I have seen before. And look at UYU's strategy. It's not utility, Colin. It's not instance. It's N-bar, and it's in the hands of the egg himself, Kenny. He's ready to make some 5-egg omelets right now.
Well, he's already taken 1 shot, and he didn't even crack the egg, so that's going to have to take a second shot at somebody. Smokes out. Nobody over control of E-Hill just yet. Trying to get March, trying to rotate around the map to find the shot onto 1 person. There's that long-range incendiary I talked about. It's going to open up the top of the overlook for the side of Rise. Kenny has one more shot. If you miss all 3 shots, if you do not get any damage, you have basically wasted that power weapon pick. Kenny needs to get this shot to connect. Shots on over the top of that cover. Not going to be able to get that down himself. He does have some help over the top from the Lancer. There's the E-Hill going in favor of UYU momentarily, and they're going to rotate that top M-Bar player over to the top of the Overlook to try to stop the drop shot from getting picked up. But now Icy's taking position back of the U, and he's going to try to fight off 2 members of UYU himself.
Don't do it. Oh, I was about to say, don't do it to him, Icy. I know you got ice in your veins, but that wasn't a moment UYU was going to let that slip up. 2 hills in favor of UYU. It's looking like they're mounting a comeback in total rounds here. They have a 20-point lead, so it's going to be up to Rise here to push forward. Icy's going to use this moment to spawn up. He's going to drop down to 2 respawns. Avexys and Fran all up to 4. Xplosive, Powerz, and TJ have 4 as well. So there's going to be players that you would want at the tip of the spear, especially for Rise when this push does come through. You're going to want Avexys in the front. You're going to want Franchis in the front, which is kind of tricky because Rushiez, Icy, and Inzem are kind of more of your slayers, but the push coming through towards the outside. Inzem does go down first. Chain revive coming through. A smoke to try and cloud it. Inzem goes down again. He has no more extra downs left. Sooner or later, he will pass out from all this excitement. Fran goes down. Revive coming through. Elimination happening. But like I said, Inzem taken out. He had no more downs left. Overextension coming through from Kenny. He just wants to build his team a cushion. Realizing Avexys is there, he's just going to back up and wait for the reinforcements. Or a perfect moment to strike.
I was going to say, looking like Cobra Kai out here trying to get that perfect moment to strike. Somebody has to hit him with a crane kick, and that's going to be Avexys taking him down as well. And now the fight over the U has broken out. Little miss button click by Icy there, going for that grab over the top. Powerz tries to slide in to save his teammate. That's going to be a break there on E. They still will have the win condition, I believe, because they've crossed the 200-point threshold. So UYU has to play defense at their home hill. They have to play it for a long time, though. Xplosive has 1 more drop. I think he is the linchpin here. He not only gets that down and the kill with that snub, perfect accuracy, by the way. He needs 1 more kill to solidify it. You see Rise not spawning back in, so this should go 3-3. Long range drop will get the kill on Avexys. Inzem, he's going to slide up, but to no avail. UYU tie it up late in the second half. We go to rounds 7, 8, and 9 with a best of 3. First team to win 2 walks away into that loser's semis. The first team to lose 2 goes into the living room, I guess, but they still get, they still get some money, but they're going in the living room, man. They're going home. They're not getting
for you tonight.
That's right. No dessert, no ice cream, no cake, no nothing.
No, you get carrot cake.
Oh,
that's about it. That's your M-bar half every 75 seconds. So early on, Kenny, I think he just barely hit a shot with his last shot, and that kind of led to a down, but I still don't know if I agree with the M-Bar plays, but that's why I'm up here casting, and they're out there playing. They know the plays they want to make, and we talk about teams playing their strategy, and that's exactly what UYU is doing here. On the other side, Rise, I like what they did. They set most of their players towards E, towards the U. They allowed Avexys to play 1v1 with those instants towards the low side, and he actually did take out TJ and win that drop shot last round. Let's see if he can do that again.
Powerz tries to get a shot off. He's got 2 more shots in that chamber. He's got to worry about what's going to be coming out next from the side of Rise. Rise now has the shock and the incendiary to play with. The incendiary, I think, is going to be... I'm waiting for it to be a factor the way that I expect it to. With that, there it is. It's thrown out again to the top of the Overlook. Inzem will be backside of the U. He's going to be shot on. He's going to be stunned out, but he's still going to get a kill on the TJ. Praized that I might try my hand at it, and he backs up quickly. I think he thought better, and I think he thought discretion was the best part of Valor in that fight, because now he's down. He's taken out. E will go in favor of Rise. Drop shot not picked up by anybody just yet. So 2 rounds in a row, 3 M-bars come out, and all that is taken out for it is body damage. No headshots, no quick kills, just simple shots to the body, but no converting on those kills or downs. And now everything settles in, PR. We're going to get real quiet here for the next few moments because UYU has to formulate a plan.
Yep, and they have tricks up their streets. That initial was one of them. You saw Kenny grabbing the M-bar last round. This time it was Powerz. TJ was playing the 1v1 last time. This time it's Kenny. So they're not afraid to call some audibles. They're not afraid to jumble their numbers up. They know each of their players are talented as can be. They can play any position needed. But Powerz is going to sit at the sky and try to rain down fire with that M-bar. No target that he likes so far, but he knows where the Lancer damage is coming from. He knows where he needs to aim his shots. An overextension coming through from Rushiez. Got to make sure you see him. But Franchis gets the body. That should be cleaned up. Praized gets it down. UYU pressing forward, but I don't know if they're going to be able to clean up these kills. Rise finds a way to escape.
Rise continuing. That's going to be the thing that's going to be the thorn in UYU's side. When you look back at this VOD, there's no way they're not going to be able to point out all the downs they get without being able to convert the kills. Drop shot out from Kenny, misses. A rare miss from Kenny. A second rare miss. He gives up 3 kills basically to the side of Rise. Rise has a perfect round under their belt, and I think we're staring down the barrel of a 4-3 Rise lead because they've crossed the 200-point threshold. It's going to come down to a quick triple cap or an elimination domination, but if I'm Rise, I don't let it happen. I back up, I Lancer out, I do exactly what they just did to us. Xplosive moves into position. They've got Avexys on the back here. Iceman has the incendiary in his hand to try to use. Avexys bounces straight up, gets a kill on a Praized, and now Avexys is free to go decap the home hill of UYU and put the pressure right back on him. TJ will slide up the stairs, but get taken down by Franchis, and we have said it once, we've said it twice. You can write that sucker down in the encyclopedia and read it for the rest of history. If you go up against a franchise-led team and they get to be in the defensive standpoint, the only person I can compare it to is Floyd Mayweather, because they are going to play defense on you for the rest of that time, and they're going to make you tired. They're going to wear your butt out, and in the round 15, they're either going to hit you with a knockout blow or they're going to smile looking at the scorecard saying, you see how that says we won? You see how that says I keep my championship? What Rise does better than anybody on the planet is roll back, Lancer out, and force their opponents to make a big play. Double blocks come out PR, and we're going to see this round be played without incendiaries and without that M-bar.
Yep, so this is going to be interesting. You always call it on the 4th round, UYU does the blocks, but Rise wins their 4th round. They're going to throw out that block. They want to end this game. They don't want to give up any inches over towards UYU. On the other side of things, though, UYU, they need this. They want this. They want to win 6 in a row. Kenny and Powerz want a perfect run here in Gears of War 5 as Kenny picks up 2 quick kills, but no, I spoke too soon. He's only able to get 1. He gets taken out. Trade's coming through. Rushiez shooting his teammate for a moment. I don't know if anybody from UYU saw that one because they should have surely capitalized on the damage put down on Fran, but Rise is going to find a way to escape here. Franchis taking a bunch of the damage. Rush is going to use that as an opportunity to try to press forward. We know how aggressive he can be. We know how aggressive he likes to be as well. Inzem and Avexys both going down, though. Rushiez doing what he can. Not able to pick up any of these kills. He gets taken out. Big plays from Powerz. UYU is trying to win this round. They are suffocating Rise and win by elimination coming through. We have ourselves a round number 9.
Couldn't ask for anything better right here. PR, we got to see it. Map number 3, round number 9. It is one round for your tournament life between 2 of the most historically talented people on our game and in the planet. Xplosive, Franchis. The soldiers they have chosen underneath them to be led into battle for one last round in this tournament. And historically, as much as it hurts me to say, because we all know my history with Franchis, he has not come out on the good side of this fight. Your smokes go down for UYU, but Rise, they want to go power weapon for power weapon. They put down their own M-bar at that monument position. So now both teams will have M-bar to use coming into this fight, and Franchis has it.
One of the most accurate players with these long-range weapons in Gears history. Not one game, but all. Powerz, though. Powerz gets 1. Powerz and the rest of UYU, they're picking up these kills. Franchis gets 1 on Praized. He gets a second. Oh, he just gets. He does. He does get a TJ. Powerz and Franchis are going off. The student has an opportunity to become the master as Powerz takes out Fran.
Yo, they had the high ground. Powerz, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, had the high ground, and Franchis was slain like Anakin Skywalker had 3 of his limbs cut off because that bad boy just cut through his former captain and teammate in Franchis. UYU settles in with a 2-1 hill cap, and I believe the drop shot in the hands of Kenny bounce. So this is a defensive stand for the ages. All of the lives that they can throw at this next fight. The first one gets shut down. That'll be Rushiez coming into the fight. Kenny playing back on that mid box with the drop shot in hand. Here comes the next bait and switch out of Rise. The misroll comes through.
No.
Powerz hits him with a brick and puts him down. He's building houses at this point.
looking like you shall not pass as he takes out another one. Two players looking like fish in a barrel, forcing a team kill. Powerz takes out Franchis again. Who gave this guy some energy? UYU is looking to run away from this round number 9. It has not been close yet, Colin. Rise, they need a miracle. They need to wake up from this nightmare.
Hey, PR, you want to go with another nerdy movie reference? When you said you shall not pass, my man Powerz looking like Gandalf with that white beard on the bridge in Moria, saying he is the flame of a voodoo and he will protect the rest of the fellowship because he's now rotated over to help his teammates out. He's still got he's got one M-bar shot left in the chamber. 3 members of Rise are mounted up. They have to make sure that they get a kill, but Powerz with another shot and another kill puts another one in the grave.
Oh, Kenny with the drop shot, though, looking dangerous. Gets one. Each one of these kills is just one more nail in the coffin.
No.
He's doing what he can, but he
Powerz
cleaned up.
Over. Game over, PR. Powerz gets that next kill down to 225. It's going to drop all the way to 10 seconds. Rise has to fly with wings of an angel. They have to make hell and chaos rain down, but Inzem down on the overlook. Less than 3 seconds. Nobody to decap the home of UYU. And once again, UYU shuts down and puts Rise out of its misery and out of the tournament. They win map number 3, 5-4.
What an interesting round number 9. Play-by-play, Powerz and Franchis trading off. And honestly, what 2 better players from each team to really battle it out? You spoke about the history of Franchis picking up Powerz from birth, raising him as his own. But like I said, the student today has become the master. We know how great Powerz is, but we saw it in action once more as he looks to keep perfection alive in Gears of War 5 Majors.
An absolutely standout performance when you needed him the most. It was like somebody threw some aftershave on Powerz' neck and slapped him around and said, if you don't figure out that you're the god of death once again, then I don't know what I'm going to do with you. I'm going to slap you 3 more times. And he comes out in round number 9 and absolutely decimates. And let me just say this. Our voice of God told us we had 90 full seconds of replays. If you wanted a better matchup with more big plays from bigger name players in our entire community, you ain't gonna find it. It's not gonna happen.
And almost every single one of these players in the game had clutch, had massive moments. Throughout the course of those first 2 maps, Kenny's drop shot kills were pristine. He didn't just get one. Almost every single drop shot he fired out in the first 2 maps were multi-kills. Not this one right here. This was a rare miss. That's why it was a highlight. Avexys getting that double kill, though. And this was another great play from Avexys, just hiding. But what UYU was able to do to battle back down from adversity, losing one of their best players in the history of the team in Mental. TJ stepped up to the plate to take out Rise, but they still have a long road ahead. This was just losers bracket round 6. They have much tougher competition to face.
Yeah, they're going to have to face, I believe, the winner of Rebel and Fire and Ice. And no idea who won that one because the winner of that, Rebel beat Fire and Ice. We just got confirmation from the voice of God. So Rebel now will move forward to play UYU for the chance to play the loser of Vanquish and Pittsburgh Knights. So it's still a long road ahead. It is still a definitive Sunday for Gears Esports coming up for the rest of this afternoon. But I love the fact that we are still watching highlights, PR. You and I, we just pontificated. We just went back and forth like a tennis match to find out that neither of us has scored a point because we don't understand the rules of that game. So we come here to see maps 2 and 3. Look at the way 5-3, 5-1. Okay, let's both play our best and go 5-4. How about that? We'll both put in the work and get to round 9.
And this is just a treat. This is one of those matches that I'm going to go back and watch and just be wowed time and time again about this chess match of sorts for Gears. You don't see that very often, especially in this new day and age of Gears where the up A shots, reaction shots are so prominent. That had really great slow moments where you saw the strategy shine through. You saw the rotations made. You even saw players make mistakes, spawn up, and learn their lesson on the fly. So that was a match that went down for the ages. And like I said, there's so much action left. That is just a surprise because I can only imagine the matchup between VQ and Pittsburgh Knights and the other match that you spoke about going through the losers bracket. This is just an amazing championship Sunday.
We couldn't have asked for better. I mean, everybody out there, you asked the question yesterday, are you not entertained? You know what? I'm starting to get the right mind to start charging people $9.99 to try to tune into this like it's a pay-per-view, because this action is coming your way for free all Sunday long, with the proceeds going to probably Meerkat, because he's been putting on a show for everybody at home. I'm going to go ahead and say that's what it would probably be. That's who I'd probably end up. I'll split it with you, though, PR.
Okay,
but look,
all three of us will get lunch later on.
That's right. We'll get lunch somewhere later on together. I hope we'll have the social distance, though, because we come from, I think, 3 different parts of the country as well. So I'm pretty sure they'd frown upon that. But look, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We've got more action from Gears Esports coming your way right after this.